Hello and welcome to the channel. Today we're going to do a quick little video here in response to basically some questions we've had about as to why we only do small craft in the videos, and of course why we tend to do just industrial craft so far. Basically it comes down to a number of things. First is that I feel like the combat craft are just a bit overdone in the community so far. And second, we don't just do small craft, we actually do large craft. Of course, our first was the D-Suck model, which you'll see on the workshop. We've done previous videos on retrofitting it. Next, we did a fairly large, about 27 million kilogram industrial freighter. And then, of course, what we have here is a prototype battle cruiser. It hadn't worked on in a couple of months, but basically, this here was a fairly large-scale craft that of course, I've disabled one of the mods I had used for the thrusters previously. You see there's a few damage bits we have to correct on it. But basically, this is a functional, beyond the main thrusters now missing, battle cruiser design that, while it's hollowed out, it needs a lot of interior parts put together, but it was actually completely functional at the time. When we used it last, we had a little bit of fun with it. You can see where the thrusters go back here. It is a design I haven't worked on in a couple months. I'll probably try to get back to this at some point. This definitely predates the airtight blast doors, which you'll notice here. We will actually have enough room to start putting these in on this side. Basically what you have here is the hangar bay for your fighter craft. You're supposed to use small scale fighters for this. We were thinking about putting more attachments for them on the ceiling of the hangar bay, of course, to allow you to dock more fighters up above. And the general gist of it here is that it is actually cored all the way through. You could literally fly a very small craft straight through it. And of course you would have room to add other systems such as, well, your conveyor systems, of course, and then your storage, auxiliary systems. You add oxygen as well. I really do like the way I did this front opening here. I think it looks really nice this way. And of course this is also going to need the airtight hangar doors, which previous I've been referring to airtight blast doors, which they are actually hangar doors, of course. So I definitely need to correct that. Alright, so it is also manned with the, I believe these were railgun turrets at the time. They were a mod before the official, or unofficial, official mod turret came out. It's got matching command cupolas, basically, on the top and bottom. This is where you would fly it from. And this, of course, command area, you still need to, or we still need to rather, work on it to get it more fleshed out and more RP looking. We should actually have room to even add living quarters and whatnot into the design as well. Would love to have an option in the vanilla game to turn the dang lasers off, because that looks a bit annoying to me. There is, of course, a mod available for that, and this does use a number of different mods as is. So we may just incorporate that once we finish the actual design and go back to working on it. Now you do notice that in the engines there's also huge battery banks. If I recall, it was about 30 or 40 batteries in front of each main engine block. And I believe it was the Sage thrusters I had in here previously. I stopped using those for balance reasons. They seemed a bit overly powerful for the little cost that they actually had, which I'll have to do some testing on to confirm if that is indeed the case, or if that's just misunderstanding, basically. But yeah, anyway, so you see, it's not that we do just small craft or just industrial craft. We do work on some combat oriented craft and some large craft. Just takes a heck of a lot more time to work on one of these babies than it does to work on smaller craft. And what I was hoping to really get done with our videos is primarily start as a building block sort of step for not just current players, but new players coming in as the game develops, to get you caught up with how systems work, basic designs, and how you can do different things. And of course, we're far from done implementing more tutorials on there. Of course, there's a huge demand for the programming block tutorial, which we are actually working on, with new features added in almost every update for the programming block at this point. We're basically trying to take some time to get more familiar with it, and frankly, we also are working on other game tutorials as well, and videos, as you've seen a couple on the channel previously. But For example, our Star Ruler 2 video series we're really going to start kicking that off because we've actually gone ahead and played with the in-game mod system for that game, and it's really phenomenal. We'll upload more on that in a separate video, of course. Try not to cross-pollinate videos. But basically, you get the gist here. It uses a mix of heavy and light armor across it. You see how slow I'm actually moving is, of course, because of the size of it. It's just really hard to render at this particular point in the game. Of course, we are still in alpha, which means they're still adding all the features into the game. Once it gets into beta and they do the, I believe they're changing the network model over for the Xbox One and hopefully PS4 release, since I don't actually own an Xbox One. I don't know anybody who does, honestly. But hopefully they will get that out soon enough, and that will fix a lot of our issues. But yeah, anyways, just wanted to give this quick video here, get you guys an idea of other things that we do work on. And I've got to say, I'm really proud of the actual whole design of this. I really like the look of it. And I'll try to get some more work put into this. It won't be too fast. But basically, we'll get some more work into it, and then we will see about maybe uploading a somewhat functional, or fully functional technically, version onto the Steam Workshop. And once we do that, you guys will be able to play with it and come up with your own variations of it. We might actually strip out some of that hanger and use it for somewhat larger craft, depending on how big we can get those blast doors to go in there. Well, as always, I hope this was helpful and inspirational, and have a good day.